So making this video actually really helped me because this is all stuff I believe in and hold with me, but really putting it down into writing and saying it out loud now has really helped me realize where I've wavered at times. FOMO is fear of missing out, for anyone who doesn't know. If you clicked on this video and didn't know that, then hopefully you're not disappointed. It's not a very fun thing, but it's worth talking about. First off, I want to say, in my personal opinion, fear of missing out is something you'll never get totally over, which I think actually makes it a little more comfortable. You know, if you go abroad, you'll have FOMO back home. If you stay home, you'll have fear of missing out of being abroad. It's something that exists. Now that that's settled, it's kind of more like picking your battles or pros and cons. What I want to do with this video is help try to put it in perspective as best I can and use the example that I often use with anyone who asks me about this. So first off, this is something I assume you want to do. I mean, unless you're a kind family member or friend that's supporting me right now. If you clicked on this video, then you're interested in the idea of living in some other different country at some point in your life. Now, let's say you have 8 to 10 semesters in college. Some people miraculously do it in less, somehow 6 or 7 semesters, and other people understandably do it in more, 11, 12, whatever. But we're just going to use 8 to 10 because a 4 to 5 year graduation is pretty normal. You may even be in your 2nd or 3rd semester right now, where every semester has been very influential and important to you. You can't imagine like having missed out on that. But by the end of your college career, I can tell you, it becomes harder and harder to differentiate one semester from another. I graduated in 5 years, so I had 10 semesters, 8 of which I had at the same place in San Francisco State, and 2 of which I did in my semesters abroad. If you were to ask me about either of my abroad experiences, I could tell you right away stuff about it. I mean, like the friends I had, the things I did, what I was into at that time. Easily, just comes to my mind. But now, if you were to ask me what happened in my sophomore year of college, 2nd semester, and then what happened in my 1st semester of junior year in college, that'd be a lot harder for me to think of. I mean, I'd eventually be able to get there. I'd probably have to think about what roommates I had at the time, what classes I was taking, but it'd take me a while, and still it's hard to really differentiate the differences. It does kind of blend together at one point, especially after you graduate and thinking back on it all too. Essentially what I'm saying is 8 to 10 semesters of university is not that much different than 7 to 9 semesters of university. But 1 semester abroad versus 0 is a very big difference. So I think that can help weigh out the pros and cons, honestly. Okay, so now back to wanting to do this at some point in your life. Now what I want you to do is sit back or write it down if you want, but just really think about when you'll be able to do something like this again in your life. And this is different than a gap year too, where you kind of take a year out just to live somewhere else. This is something where you're actually living in a different country, but you're also progressing your career. I mean, your college career at this point. You're making progress and living somewhere else, which is kind of a great combination. Also, unlike a gap year, you're kind of put in a program. I mean, you could find a program in a gap year, but you're part of a program where other students your age are doing the same stuff, and you're all kind of there for a common reason, which is a great way to make friends too. So yeah, I want you to think how many times in your life you'll have such a clear opportunity to progress your career and live abroad. And you can also think to yourself, if giving up one of those semesters of college in the same place for 4 years is worth having an experience like this. So that's all I have to say about this video. It's much more about perspective than actual situations, which I've noticed I've been leaning towards more lately. I think I find that more interesting. But my next video will be about actual specific areas that people have FOMO about or fear of missing out about. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll leave my email below if you want to ask me any questions, or you feel free to leave a comment. And yeah, hope you have a nice day.